Team, Richard Greer here, CP coach. I'm here with James, who's our specialist triathlon guy on the coaching team. So, Challenge Wanaka, what's our tip for the day, James?
So we've got off our bike now, got off the bike tops, still on, and we're ready for running. So just like our cycling that we were doing last week and our tips on the seat and getting yourself comfortable for that, we want to start thinking about the fundamentals of our running. This is also the right time now for us to start building up strength, posture, and just getting into a bit of muscle memory in terms of our running. So there's a couple of ways we can do that.
Yep.
And the first thing we're going to talk about is just making sure that you get started running in all kinds of parts of your day. Doesn't matter how long it needs to be in.
So key thing is about being consistent, and I like to think there about being just almost commuting with your running. And running, you can just kind of tick along and do it every second day or every day if you're able to, but just kind of chip along, and it's just kind of what you do. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, absolutely. And it doesn't need to be a big deal. I think that's one thing that people can sort of get a little bit overwhelmed as, and running's often the hardest thing to kind of get started with. Biking's fun, you can get out and see things, but running often, because it's so hard on your body, it can be often the hardest thing to get going with. So just getting out, even if it's 10 minutes, 5 minutes here, there or everywhere, and it all adds up over time.
That's right. And holding our body together is a really key part of it. Core strength in general. What was sort of a couple of exercises that you'd recommend for that?
So there's probably three, there's lots of exercises, but three in particular. Just start with three. So you want to start with lunges to open up your hips and turn your glutes on for activation. Press-ups, because they're always good for core strength, and let's face it, everyone loves a good press-up. Yeah, you're laughing. And a side plank, because that also helps just building your obliques and all of those stabilising muscles that help hold everything together, particularly when we're building up for a long distance in a half Ironman at Challenge Wanaka.
Good stuff. So consistency, core strength, and any sort of key technique tip that you'd sort of give that's easy and, hey, a good takeaway? Yeah,
so posture as well. So we want to be standing up nice and tall all the time. A couple of reasons for that. We want to make sure that our legs are all in line, but other thing is we just want to make sure we get a full breath in. It's like sort of you've got to make sure the car runs on all of the gas, so to get that in you need a full breath of oxygen. So nice and tall, keep your chest open, looking straight ahead as well. And the final piece with that, we don't hinge forward from the hips. Often if you do that, it can affect your heel strike, and that just leads to injury and a little bit of sort of discomfort throughout a long run. So those would be the tips.
Good stuff. So consistency, be strong, and be tall in your running, and it must be time to go running now.
I think so. You ready? I'm ready.
Almost.
Are you ready?
Okay, good stuff, James.